In Canada, we essentially have three companies you can get a cellular, or for our European friends, mobile package from. Bell, Rogers, and TELUS. There are a couple smaller companies as well, but for the most part, they're owned by those big ones. Bell owns Virgin Mobile Canada, and Rogers owns Fido. And recently, the government has decided that these companies own too much, and won't let them buy up a couple newer small cell companies, namely Wind and Mobilicity. But you know who they might let buy them? Verizon. Verizon is, well, most of my audience is American. I don't have to tell you who the fuck Verizon is, right? Even Canadians remember those stupid "Can you hear me now" commercials. We don't watch Canadian TV unless hockey's on. Anyway, the Canadian companies aren't happy with this. They don't think it's right that they can't buy up the small companies while some American company can. And so they have come together, set aside their competitive differences, how lovely, to create radio and TV commercials to try and get the public on their side. Here are some audio highlights from the long version that you can find at fairforcanada.ca.
When I found out that our government is getting a giant US cell phone company to come to Canada, I thought, will there be thousands of jobs lost?
That was your first thought? Not, hey, I wonder if this will mean cell plans will be more affordable, since Canada often ranks first or second on lists of the most expensive cell packages. Oh, I should mention that all of these comments are supposedly from Rogers, Bell, and TELUS employees. So don't worry, no bias here.
Then this US giant gets to use our existing infrastructure that took us 25 years to build, and they don't contribute a cent.
Well, I was always under the impression that they would have to pay some sort of licensing fee, like how small internet companies have to pay Bell or Rogers to use their cable or phone lines. Or at least did have to. If that's gone and Verizon or another company can just come in and piggyback off that for free, that's a shitty deal. But I honestly couldn't find enough information on that, so I'll just leave it at that. It sucks for the big three here if they can't charge Verizon a fee, and if they can, well then this point is bullshit.
But now, our government is allowing a giant US cell phone company to buy up small Canadian operators that cell phone companies like mine aren't allowed to buy. Since we can't bid, they'll likely even get a huge discount on the price, effectively at Canadian taxpayers' expense.
Yeah, that's called competition. And I'm not sure how it's effectively at the Canadian taxpayers' expense. If a business wants to buy another business and are allowed to do it for a low price, how do I get taxed for that? They've kind of left that out and just left this comment hanging to rile people up. Aw, taxes are already too high, this is an outrage. But they don't say how that would be a burden on the taxpayer. I guess they just didn't have time in this commercial to explain that because they had to get to this part.
You know, we teach our kids to play fair. That's about as Canadian as it gets.
So why is our government giving a giant US corporation special treatment? That's not real competition.
It doesn't sound fair for Canadians.
Oh, Jesus. God, I'm glad this video will only be seen by like 100,000 people and not millions of Americans and Europeans who already think Canadians are a bunch of crybaby pussies. We teach our kids to play fair. That's as Canadian as it gets. That's an argument for business? First of all, we should be teaching our kids that life isn't fair. That other attitude is the reason we had Occupy Wall Street and those protests in Quebec over the fact that their tuition, some of the lowest post-education fees in the country, was too high. Life isn't fair. But hey, Rogers, Bell, TELUS, you want to talk about fair? Let's talk about fair. I had satellite TV from one of these providers. They charged me a massive cancellation fee, even though my contract was over, because I didn't give them enough notice. Fair, in my opinion, would be that I should be able to cancel whenever the fuck I want. I canceled my cable TV because I was paying $60 a month for basic cable. Yeah, basic fucking cable. A fair rate of $60 for like 30 channels. Not HD, by the way, that was extra. I pay $40 a month for a cell phone. What do I get for $40? 150 minutes of talk time during the day, unlimited at night, and I can text all I want. No data or anything, this isn't a smartphone. Oh, but if I send a picture text, 25 cents more. Oh, and also, if someone sends me a picture text, even if I didn't ask for it, that's right, I get charged a quarter. Super fair! Did I mention that I have to pay $10 a month extra for call display and voicemail? That didn't come in the original package? Well, I did now. and I'm locked into this fantastic deal for 2 years. If I want out of my contract, I get to pay a nice, fair cancellation fee. And my internet bill, well, I pay $4 a month rental for a modem. I've had this modem now for 3 years. That means I've paid $144 for a modem that can't possibly have cost my ISP any more than $40, but retails for $100. Fair would have been to stop charging me a rental fee once the modem has been paid for. Oh, also after said modem rental, taxes, and the new $2 charge to send me a paper invoice, my internet costs $80 for 10 megabit per second service. You know what they had the balls to do the other day? Call me to tell me that my service could be faster if only I spent $7 a month for a different modem. Same package, which, by the way, $80, that's not unlimited internet, there's a cap on that, but I need to spend $3 more a month on this different piece of equipment that will make it faster to reach that cap. Rogers, Bell, and Telus made this commercial to try and get sympathy, but you're whining to 30 million people that you fuck in the asshole on a monthly basis. You bend us over and you drill us, and you don't even have the courtesy to lube us up before you do it or give us a 2-finger prime. At least give us a reach around while you're fucking us. Oh, the big bad Americans are gonna destroy the great monopoly we had going where your only choices were to get fucked prison style or back alley style. Fuck you. Imagine you're getting bullied at school. Every day, some prick punches you in the stomach and takes your lunch money. But then a new kid transfers, someone even bigger, and he starts bullying the bully. If your bully comes and says, "Hey man, you gotta help me, this guy keeps beating me up every day," how much fucking sympathy are you gonna have for that cocksucker?
Sweetheart deals for US giants are a bad call for all of us.
No. It's a bad call for the cell phone companies that might have to lower their rates a tad and stop treating their customers like fleshlights and blow-up dolls if they want to keep them. Actually, cue that ominous background music. Hey, I'm not saying that they don't have some good points, but they're trying to pretend like we're all in this together, like this is an attack on Canada. It's not. Verizon isn't going to come up here and steal our maple syrup, change the way we say about, rape our moose, and convert all our hockey arenas to baseball diamonds. They're going to add some much-needed competition and choice to our country's cell market by buying smaller companies that are struggling to compete with the big boys. But you're not going to see that commercial on TV or hear it on the radio.